Hello my friends, your Bonio here, and today I want to present you my Season 12, so my March deck that got me to Legend. It's a Rogue, but something different. It's a fancy version of the Rogue. As you can see here, there's Kel Thuzad in, there's some other stuff in, and it's definitely not like the usual, oh lad, let's go for a Tinker Burst Rogue. No, it's more like a minion, mid-range, I don't want to call it tempo, but that's what you're trying to do. You're gonna go like, you're gonna throw the minions on the board, and in the mid game where your enemy is normally like relying on the spells, blade flurry clears whatsoever, so everyone is just waiting for the rogue to go for its oil and then clear, so everyone is holding a little bit back and not extending so far on the board, and you're just like, okay, I don't care, I got Sylvanas, I got Galwigs, I got other stuff, so I just throw that on the board and totally demolish my enemy with it. I mean, you got the double belcher, so against a rogue, you're pretty healthy. Against rush, you can defend yourself. And, I mean, is there enough board clear? Well, sometimes you're getting a really rough spot, but there are implosions, there's must-start for battle, you get 2 Fan of Knives. You just have to time them really well, don't waste them there. The Violet Teachers are absolutely great to just create a huge board, and also the Shredder applies some pressure. Galwigs is there to pretty much slow enemies down. I mean, if you start meeting rogues, drop Galwigs out, add another 6-drop or another 5-drop. Like, add Harrison Jones if there are too many rogues. Add, for example, the Piloted Sky Golem. But against Druids, it's pretty good. Against Mage, it's pretty good. If they don't run Antonidas, and even early game, it's pretty interesting. So he can slow other decks pretty much down. Paladin, I played him against Paladin, and the Paladin would get totally reckoning because he couldn't play his Mustard, he couldn't play his Equality Consecration, stuff like that. So Galwigs can be absolutely great. Kel Thuzad is just a game breaker. I mean, every game I get Kel Thuzad out, it was a win. I mean, turn 7 boom, or Belcher into as a 7 agent into Galwigs. It's just an instant win. So that was pretty much where it often got into. And I mean, if you play against a Hunter and you can get a Belcher behind a Kel Thuzad behind a Belcher, you're most likely going to win. So the deck is absolutely cool. If you want to have some, like, what can I play for Galwigs? Well, as I said, Piloted Sky Golem and Black Knight would be something you can go for it. What could you play instead of Kel Thuzad? Ragnaros, for example, or also a second Piloted Sky Golem if you don't have. Sylvanas should be Sylvanas somewhere, because she's such a huge threat. It's like turn 6, she can trade. You can kill your own Sylvanas with Thalness, Eviscerate, Backstab, SI7 agent, like Thalness, Backstab, SI7 agent, stuff like that. So you can kill your own Sylvanas, and it wouldn't be the first time where Backstab Sylvanas run her into a Belcher if the Belcher got played second, and you can steal something else. So that is pretty cool. You can make some super interesting plays with Sylvanas, and obviously Sylvanas Kel Thuzad is just a game breaker. So you cannot replace her, more or less. But Kel Thuzad, as I said, can be replaced. Dr. Boom should be Dr. Boom. Those are the cards that have to stay. We're going to have some mulligans now, and then some additional gameplay. And if you want to see more gameplay, definitely you should check out my stream. I hope you liked the video. You're going to have some fun, and we'll enjoy my guide here. Mulligans for the aggro matchup would be starting with a Backstab into an SI7 agent. Preparation, always over the spells. For the reasoning, you will draw into a spell sooner or later, and then you can do a prep, Fan of Knives SI, prep, Eviscerate, Violet Teacher, plays like that. So the preparation over Fan of Knives or Eviscerate, and definitely don't get the Violet Teacher in the end if you don't have a preparation. I mean, if you're playing against a Hunter, Violet Teacher in hand, turn 4, no preparation, no use. Violet Teacher Backstab, though, is pretty great, actually, so that could work out. But I would say Backstab first, SI, prep, Fan, Violet, and then Eviscerate. If you're playing against, let's say, Hunter, aggro mage like mech mage, or the titular mage, that new one, the new aggressive rogue, stuff like that, you want to definitely go for the upper mulligan. Control, there we go more for the rogue matchup, warrior matchup. Paladin matchup is something completely different. I mean, there's Fan of Knives just on number 1 page. So against the other matchups, you go like Violet Teacher first. You can have a preparation and an Eviscerate, but the preparation over the Eviscerate, because Violet Teacher prep Evis is just what you want to have. Or just like prep Evis as a 7 agent, stuff that you can combo. The Judrake, definitely one of the greater minions there. I mean, as a 7 agent in like against a warrior, you're not gonna Backstab SI into a card draw guy. That's not gonna happen. You're rather gonna Eviscerate him away, or you're just gonna Violet Teacher trade, stuff like that. So there's the Judrake is absolutely to value higher. Fan of Knives also pretty good, even better than the SI7 agent. Absolutely, like going over to the matchup versus a Paladin. But their Fan of Knives, in my opinion, is on the first place. So those are the matchups. And next up, we're going to have 2 games with the Rogue. versus a Paladin. I do like that matchup a lot. The only problem is when you're a fan of knives in early game, you're pretty much getting wrecked. So we're gonna keep Prep fan, obviously. If you don't have an instant answer to his Unleash the Silverhand Recruits, a must-hard on the board, then you're definitely in a disadvantage. Nice. At least we get the coin. That's also pretty good. So, and a backstab. Like just about a teacher now. And it actually would be perfect. And we feel really well. Okay, that's number one thing you do not do normally. I feel like backstabbing as I can. Making a weapon. Thing is, if we go for the SI7 agent, he might just be going for an Elder Peacekeeper or something. That wouldn't be something I want to have. I mean, other 3-drops for him are... There are no other 3-drops. There's Mustard, as I said. We can make an effort now in clearing that by hitting if we want to.
Here we go.
I hit one. Hit the Shredder. I mean, don't go for Fan of Knives too early. There's always the danger zone that he actually pulls out second Mustard, and then you don't have an answer for it. So I can still do it this turn, actually, if I want to. Yeah, he's not going for it. I was hoping that eventually he could go for the traits, but now he goes extremely greedy, and we're more than happy with it. I go for the Prep. Prep. Fan of Knives. Get a backstab. SI7 agent. Face. Like it. So, quite a lot of his early game. Do have an Azure Drake backstab or Azure Drake just trade and hit. There are two opportunities where this can go. There's a Belcher, the Peacekeeper, that's Azure Drake backstab. Quite perfect, gotta say. 9 YouTube. And there we go, Azure Drake, Spark. And we do backstab. Should I care about concentration? Yes, I should. I mean, if I trade in with that guy and he just hits my other guy, concentration, those two die, I get another minion. Definitely better to actually overlook that.
I have no time for
Vanna. I don't know if we should just ignore her. Yeah, he's down to 14. We got Galwix out, so he has to look out what he plays actually. There's Dr. Boom, so that's pretty OP. I mean, every minion he gets stolen is quite annoying, especially if it's Galwix. That's even more annoying. Now we can play 3 damage concentration. That would be kind of devastating. Maybe kind of devastating.
Reporting for duty.
Dr. Boom. And a preparation. Wait a second, that's 4. 8, not lethal, so we just go for this. I do trade here, and I just so no crazy board clears. He has a heal by 4, and there's quite some damage. I mean, I could have vised his phase also to just bring him down to 6. Eventually better, but I do have to say I prefer board clear. I mean, he could have concentration and then just traded into my Dr. Boom. That would have been devastating for somewhere. Okay, currently could take the risk and try to get rid of that with the bombs. Good thing is, I mean, I have Kel Thuzad, so I do not care that much. I just trade here. We go for that. Gets in the face. Yep. That. Gets in the face. Trade. Do that. Even if he goes for concentration, quality concentration whatsoever, the game is just over. Wait. GG. Game number 2, Rogue vs. Rogue, Ross Pure Doll. Don't know what he's playing. Currently, I have to say, I do expect that super aggressive Rogue. Normally, I would keep the Eviscerate. I badly want to have a backstab. Okay, let's keep the Eviscerate. Let's assume it's Oil Rogue and not that aggro Rogue from Reddit. But I do have to say, most of the rogues I met recently were just playing plain badass that aggro Rogue. Because it works, and well, if you go second, you're definitely in a big advantage with that deck. And no one knows. Okay, he didn't play anything, that's already good. Oh, and Lothar, that's even better. Hit his face. I mean, I don't have anything to play. Everything is 2 mana, so that's preferable turn 4 turn. And yeah, the rest is later stuff. I don't feel like dropping a turn 4 Shredder, I have to say. I fear that he could go for the Violet Teacher shit. Like Violet Teacher prep something. Still, then we have the low sap, though we could actually do that. Marcia is also annoying. Yeah, we play the Shredder backstep trade and hope he has no Violet Teacher prep play. And then I still have the Lothar, as I said, so it actually stays somewhere. I mean, if he has a Violet Teacher backstab into the mouse of my minion, I can still trade back and play Lothar, actually. Yeah. Oh, his own Shredder. Tempo plays or trades? He likes sapping because he's not going to come back that soon. Give it the face. Yeah, myself. Next turn with that. He's a little bit better. Gotta say. I mean, if he has an Azure Drake, something now, it would be annoying. Azure Drake double backstab. Would be annoying. Kinda. Deadly Poison trade Blade Flurry. It works also quite well. He goes down to 24, 22. Still has Mana Storm. Ah, fuck you. And now he has a Blade Flurry. Yep, he just draw that. Quite unfortunate. And coin into second Earthen Ring Farsi. Yeah, now you're just going ridiculous. We just played the Lothar. It feels weak here. That's my only card to actually play. That was kind of bad. I mean, that he had the Deadly Poison, anticipated. That he had the Blade Flurry, anticipated. Second heal, kind of throws us back there. No preparation. So we're going to... kill ourselves. We can't do that. And just get the I mean, the deck is more for board control than for face rampage. He already healed for 6. Quite unfortunate. I mean, normally they don't get the Earthen Ring Farcias so early, but better Earthen Ring Farcias than other stuff. Okay, there is 5 damage Eviscerate. Not much to do about that. And we get the prep print. Another prep would be cool. Backstab also works. Go for Eviscerate. Then I go for the face, weapon up. I can also wait for my Violet Teacher to go for the Eviscerate plays. Like Violet Teacher, backstab, Eviscerate. Like that. Create an awesome board. See where this is going. Could also be Violet Teacher, fan, Eviscerate. That. Gonna see. Violet Teacher, backstab, fan, Eviscerate. Everything is working out. These are 9 cards. Hey.
Pay attention,
Violet Teacher. Backstab.
I am ready to learn.
Fan of Knives.
I am ready to learn.
Dude. Well, that is quite huge. That is quite huge. Oh boy, that is huge. He just had the hand full with 10 spells. He has more spells than creatures, and I do have more creatures than spells in this deck. And he can literally, if he starts doing something now, I get copies of everything. That is not good. He has to either Shadow Stab his own minion, Backstab SI his own minion.
So
That would be a thing.
options.
He kind of has to Backstab SI. It feels like it. Okay, that's a Phantom Knives for me. That's like the least ordinary spell you want to give away. I mean, I could have made him overdraw. But yeah, I will make him overdraw in the end, anyways, because I can. He's gonna try to make me overdraw also. I don't know. He's at 8 cards. I'm gonna make him overdraw. Now, which spells do I want to give him? So we go for Violet Teacher. Violet Teacher can take that Fan of Knives. This I don't care about. I mean, the Violet Teacher gets rendered useless by giving him Fan of Knives all the time.
I am ready to learn.
I give him a Shiv. Card draw. That's okay. I don't want to give him a preparation. That's like the thing. I give him a Shiv. Or another Fan of Knives. I give him a Shiv.
I am ready to learn.
Grab. Get it.
I am ready to learn.
You sap his minion, so it's getting burned. No Violet Teacher.
I am ready to learn.
Back in his hand. Fizzled. Into the face. And I mean, next turn, boom! Azure Drake overdraw. And I can do that every turn again. Give him like 2 spells or even more. I mean, it depends on what he plays. And every spell he plays is a card back to him in his hand. So, like, he has a Fan of Knives, but if he plays a Fan of Knives, he draws 1 bonus card. So that's like the thing. He's not even going down from the 10 cards. And we can just, and the Shiv is also bonus card draw. So you don't want to play the Shiv. You don't want to play the Fan of Knives. They're just going to burn additional cards afterwards. And I just need to play 1 spell per turn now to actually continue with the burn on him. His Violet Teacher is gone. I could have given him a preparation, but then I get a preparation back. That's what I didn't want to go for. Because for Shiv, face. But he's at 10 cards again. I mean, if he pulls this off still, I'm going to be majorly impressed. Already 1 sap gone. He doesn't have my sap in hand. I get Belcher. I would probably play Belcher and see what we can do with that. I mean, I can sap Shiv as I Eviscerate. If he gives me another Eviscerate, that would be pretty cool. Is that what I said? And he gives me another sap. Oh, that's the second sap. Now I know it's out. I can just play my Belcher and be good with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
My hand is too full.
Same story as last time. Play my Belcher. He's at 8 cards. I need to play my Belcher somewhere. And I want to get rid of his minion. Guess we're just gonna go for Belcher. Shiv. Cannot make him overdraw again. That's a bit sad. Bank leave. Just SI that guy away. I mean, we know our friend here holds Tinkers, and there is a low rocket show out, so that could be non-beneficial in the end. That he actually has the low rocket show out. So I think it's getting time to get rid of the low rocker here. Actually, I could have worked with my sap, but I didn't want to give him the sap, so they said eventually. Eventually work better with Fan of Knives, give him that. Then play the shift. Oh, he gives up. What a game.